Wait, actually, I don't think I ever asked, but what time is it for you over there?
Oh, yeah, it is 5:39
Ah,
p.m.
well, see, that's the wrong answer. It's actually Tina time, baby.
Wait, it's Tina time. I said that. Yeah, that was my answer. That was actually how talented I am at dubbing. Uh yeah,
Hell yeah.
dubbing.
It's
Yeah.
always Tina time. Actually, where does that come from, actually? Is it like,
Yeah.
where
Um
does it come from? I'm really
uh,
curious.
honestly, so when this is like a long story, I'm sorry. I used to go by just Christina or Christy, and I met my boyfriend at the pharmacy that we both worked at, and he insisted on calling me Tina, and I was like, oh, I don't want to be called Tina, ew, and then I just gave up, and now everybody calls me Tina. But it's Tina time was like his rejoice of me finally accepting Tina, and he started it's Tina time.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that.
And then I was like, hey, you know what? All right, it is kind of catchy. I'll just use it as a social media thing. Sure.
Yeah, because I swear to God, like everyone just calls you Tina now. So like,
Yeah, yeah, I know.
what a journey it has become.
Oh yeah, no, he won. He definitely like the entire internet calls me Tina, so he really won.
But yeah, hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of OverVoice Season 3. Today I am joined by the lovely Christina Assaf-Costello. Tina, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi everybody, I'm Christina Assaf-Costello. I am a voice actor. I voice things. Yay!
Hell yeah. Thank you so much for coming on. I know you've been really, really busy, so I really
Oh,
appreciate
of
you.
course. Thank you for having me and for being just for everybody watching so kind, so patient, and so understanding. Yeah, thank you
Oh, of
for real. I
course.
really appreciate it.
Of course. As long as you're totally fine and you're comfortable and you're happy, that's all I can ever hope for. So I'm glad. I'm
Thank
glad
you.
I'm glad we're here. And also,
Heck yeah.
thank you so much for the lecture all those months ago. Like that was really
Oh,
nice.
yeah. Oh, no problem. I'm glad to hear you liked it because I've never done anything like that before,
Oh,
and I
really?
was
That was your first time?
terrified. Yes,
Oh, you could
I
have
was
fooled
very
me.
scared. No, I was terrified. So scared. So
Oh,
scared.
well you did wonderful. So don't even worry, man.
Thank you.
But yeah, Tino, my first question to you is how did you get into voice acting and what's your journey been like so far?
Yeah, absolutely. I started with on camera and theater when I was pretty young. I always wanted to act, probably from when I was like 6 or 7, but I feel like at that age, especially if they like love my mom but love Lebanese parents, you're like, I'm gonna do a creative thing. And they're like, do you? Are you sure? What about a doctor? No? Okay. Um, so now I'm in school for nutrition. So she won, by the way. I still ended up going to grad school. um, but no, I had always wanted to get into it. I started doing theater when I was maybe 8 or 9. I grew up with theater. I really loved it. Started pursuing on camera. I am in New England, so on camera is surprisingly pretty okay.
Hmm.
But I had kind of found that it was hard to keep up with my body. I am disabled uh, since birth. That has been my journey in my life. And I kind of went, this really hurts. I don't want to give up being creative. Sugar, honey, iced tea. What do I do now? And for some reason, the universe just timed it out so well that when the pandemic hit, I was at the peak of my training with acting and not knowing how to use an outlet anymore. And I found voice acting just like right place at the right time. I feel like is legitimately what happened because everybody was scrambling to have a booth and to have things set up. My boyfriend does music, so we already had the right microphone. We already had the preamp. We just had to put together a booth, and I already had acting training, so I was able to kind of like jump into those classes with casting directors and directors and kind of like I'd already done all this work and I never knew why I did it because whoopsie. And then it kind of was like, oh, this is why you did it. Voice acting exists and now you can do it and it's accessible. And yeah, it was all like very right place at the right time somehow, which never happens to me, by the way. It's usually wrong place at the wrong time.
No, that's awesome. You just kind of like jumped into it straight away. That's incredible.
Thank you. Yeah, it timed out weirdly perfectly in a way where I was very suspicious. I was like, why is this working?
That's fair. Was when you got into voice acting, was that after grad school or was that before grad school?
Before. So I had part of my life journey has been again, being disabled from birth. And a big part of that, unfortunately, for me was I got very, very sick when I was 17, 18, 19, 20. And I was told I wasn't going to make it past 21.
Oh,
And I
damn.
did not plan. I didn't go to college because I was like, why am I going to spend money and then, no offense, be dead? That seems like a bad financial decision.
Mm.
So instead, I got a job, which also, I don't know why I did that, but I still started working. Um, I didn't die and I kind of just panicked, enrolled into school. So I'm actually finishing grad school this year.
Oh,
Finally.
congratulations.
Thank you. Uh, but it took a long journey to get there because it's expensive. And I didn't want to do it if I wasn't going to be here to like make the money back.
Nah, that's fair. But damn, that's horrifying.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm really sorry you had to go through that.
Oh,
But
thank
like
you.
I'm so glad you're here, and I hope you're here for
Thank
many
you.
more years to come.
Me too. Yeah, no, it's almost comical because once you like live past what they expect, they look at you and they're like, your life's normal now, I guess. And you're like, oh, I didn't plan for that. And they're like, whoopsie, we were wrong. Oh well,
Yeah, oh
congrats.
my God, like the adjusting must be insane, like because you kind of expect to go on to the the great beyond, but
Yeah, whatever's next. And I just didn't. And I was like, I should probably like start doing stuff now.
yeah, like kind of like picking stuff back up must not have been like easy, like especially like when you plan to like just have it be gone finished just there and then.
Yeah, it was weird. It was very like probably when I was about 21, I kind of looked at my mom and I was like, hey, actually, I think I should go to college. I think I might have messed up. So,
Yeah, might as well get the college experience while you're at it.
or like, I guess it's time.
Have you enjoyed college, by the way? How's it have you found it?
I like it. I do online school, which is great because my schedule is cuckoo bananas. I had a wonderful professor though recently, like last semester, who had Googled me because you
Oh,
say in your intro, you're like, what do you do now? And I'm like, I'm a voice actor because I don't have another job. That's what I do. And I was like, and I make body care products because of school. Thanks, school. And so he was like, hey, this is really weird. He was probably like only 10 years older than me, too. Very young professor, so sweet. But he was like, I hope this isn't weird. I looked you up and I love a lot of the games you're in. And
oh,
I was like, oh, thank you.
that's so nice. I'm glad he's a fan. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was so sweet. And I was like, okay, do I get extra credit? No? Okay, that's fine. All
Oh,
right.
come on, that's gotta be extra credit, surely.
You had like 2 points. Come on.
Yeah, come on, it gotta be magna cum laude by the end of this, you know?
Yeah, something, right? No. Luckily, though, he was super sweet. And honestly, I feel like my health was not great last semester. So I was late on a lot of stuff. And he was like, totally understand. And I'm like, are you wonderful or do you like that I'm a voice actor?
I think it's the former. I think
Yeah,
it's you're wonderful. I mean,
exactly.
but like voice actor too, I would say it's like a good mix. I
I think
think
that was my bonus.
yeah, that's like a little extra cherry on top.
Yeah.
But yeah, you mentioned you started out with theater and you went to on screen app for a long time, and
Yes.
yeah, oh my God, like I started out with stage, then I did voice
Yeah.
acting, then I went to on screen. Now I kind of just
Oh,
focus
a
more
little
on voice
zigzag.
acting. Yeah, a
Yeah.
little zigzag. I focus more on voice acting now. But I still love doing stage and screen personally. But
Yeah. Oh, yeah, me too. They're so lovely. I am slowly getting back into like short films and the really like
nice.
fun stuff, which I'm so excited about because it's been very long. Long
Yeah.
enough that it made me feel old that enough time has passed by that I could say it's been long. But
Oh, come on, you're
I'm
not old. Come on.
mm, 90 at heart, so that's what matters, right?
90 at heart.
Yeah.
That's a
That's
new one. I've
yeah, I'm
never heard that
elderly at
before.
heart. Yeah, that's you're welcome.
I like screen acting's fun, but I despise self-tape so much. They take so
Oh,
long.
they're so awkward too. I don't
Yeah.
know, like doing an audition, voice acting feels way more natural. And I don't know if it's just because we do it so much now,
Yeah.
but I never got over like I'm in front of a blue screen by myself and I never had anyone to read with, so I'd record the red lines and I'm like, cool, it's me acting with me.
Oh, I used to do that. I used to do that too.
Yeah, and you're like, cool, this is the weirdest thing. And then you just send it and you're like, I hope I blinked in a way that you liked and found
Oh,
authentic.
don't say that. I always get self-conscious about my fucking blinking. I hate it.
Yeah, me too. I blink a lot, and I that's just who I am. But when
Yeah.
you watch it back, I don't like to know that I do that, and I know that because of self tapes.
Oh God.
I'm sorry to bring you down with me, but
No, it's okay. It's fine. I'm glad we can bond over this. Yeah, I think that with self-tapes, the only thing I find hard is finding another person to read with because I love that. I love that. Like I love,
yes,
I love getting to read with other people, but just finding one in your area who just happens to be free, before the deadline. That's mainly the hard part.
oh
Setting
yeah,
up setting up's okay and the profiling, that's fine, but I don't know, just having someone to read off of can be really hard to find with, especially if you're like away on vacation or something.
yeah.
And I love my parents, but they're not great readers. I'm sorry.
I've lived through that as well. I know that. I know that life. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
But apart from that, self tapes are interesting, but
Yeah.
I kind of prefer just to go in and just as someone who likes going in and seeing people, that's okay,
Yeah.
that's great too, but like I know I've done like online auditions before where like the directors like are right there,
Oh yeah.
and that's like so much better. That's so
Oh
much
yeah.
better than self tapes. Oh my
Because
God.
you don't know what they want. Sometimes they don't know what they want. And you're just like, I hope I'm guessing one of the 85 ways I could possibly do this scene correctly.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I'm more willing to do multiple takes in a booth because I'm in pajamas and I'm like
Yeah.
comfortable and hanging out and no one can see me or hear me swear in between. And then self tapes, you have to go and edit out the swearing. Like, come on. That's a little much for me.
Oh, you have to edit out the swear. I guess it depends on the project, right?
Yeah. I used to do kids. I did so much like kids audition, kids
Oh,
TV.
right.
I
Yeah.
am 5 foot nothing. So I've always looked 12.
Five
So
foot
it's all
nothing.
5 foot nothing. I'm short and I'm okay with that. But
No,
as
it's okay.
on
It's okay. So am I. I'm 5'9". It's okay.
yeah, so I still have to look up. So you got that going for you.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
When I did on camera stuff, no matter how old I was, they were like, "Yes, you were 14," and I'm like, "Well, I'm 20," and they're like, "No, you
Yep.
are 14," and I'm like, "Okay, thank you, sure, yay."
No. Did you ever like get represented for like on-screen stuff, or did it
I
get
did
second?
it. I did in New
Oh,
York
nice.
City, and that was cool. And I did print modeling for a little bit because, again, I'm short, so I was not able to do any other type of model.
But
Um,
I wanted to ask, like how is it like having both an on-screen and a voiceover agent? Are they both like similar? Are they different in their own ways, or?
I had kind of a meh experience with my on-camera agent, to be honest, and that was just because I fell into this loophole of like, it's so much better now. Representation is so much better, and I'm so grateful. But when I
Yes.
was like really active and on camera, they were like, "Oh, well, you're multi-ethnic. We don't have a role that's multi-ethnic.
Oh, come
What do
on.
we do?" And you're like, what do you mean? What do you do? You send me still and see like if
Yeah.
they like what I look like, and they're like, mm, hmm. Would you
Uh,
be blonde? I'm like, no, I don't want to be blonde. They can wear a wig.
oh no.
So that was just a little hard. I found like voiceover has been more accepting, I think, on that
Yeah,
angle of
totally.
things. And maybe it's just like the time we happened into voiceover versus what I did on camera. But voice acting has been like, oh, great, you're multi ethnic. That's really cool. Let's help you find parts that blah, blah. Yay, we're excited about this. Instead of being like, oh, why'd your parents get married? And you're like, I'm sorry, I
I mean, well, it's all you can control that anyway, but
don't have an answer for you. They fell in love. I'm sorry. And here I am.
I think on camera's gone a little bit better with that over time. I think now
I'm
it's
so
kind
glad to
of
hear that.
I think it's a bit okay, but I don't know. It just depends. They're still very much like, oh, if you look like this, you can't do this. It's all
Yeah.
looks focused. Like that's like the one thing I don't like about it. Apart from
Yeah.
that, it's fun to do. I love connecting with my people on screen. It's so much fun. But
Yeah.
God, I do not like the looks game at all. I just
Oh,
don't.
yeah. No, no, not at all. I used to get, and you know, I think you'll know what I mean because it's like that weird tone, and people are like, but you're so unique. And you're like, okay, that
Oh,
means you don't think it's a good thing. Cool. Neat. Thank you. And they're like, we'll find something. It's just,
I
you're,
remember.
you know,
I remember being called like exotic. That was oh
yes.
God.
Oh, and you're like, sweet. Thank you for that not compliment. I'm just gonna head out now because
It's
you're
like
not gonna hire me.
I don't know what that was. Was that a compliment? Was that
Yeah.
I don't know what are you trying to say here, buddy?
Yeah, you're like, thank
Thanks.
you, maybe
Yeah.
or no. What am I supposed to, yeah, it's definitely better now, which I do agree, but yeah, those weird like backhanded compliment, maybe. I don't really know
No,
where you
no.
classify it. It's just that and you're like,
Yeah, but
okay.
thankfully voiceover's been like way more accepting. You can be
Yes.
literally anyone, you can look like anyone you want,
Yeah.
and you can just go in and just have fun for the most part. Like when you adhere to authentic costume, of course.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
But
And that's the
yeah,
lovely thing because it's so welcoming and they look for that authentic casting and you
yeah,
get to like feel connected to that part of you that you don't always get to express. And that's cool. I think that's really, really neat. I've really loved that.
hell yeah. And yeah, you mentioned you did theater as well. What kind of plays did
Yes.
you do? Did you like musicals or like?
I did
What?
musicals. I grew up doing musicals. I did Annie because
Oh, I love Annie. Hell yeah.
did Annie
I also did Annie when I was younger as well.
yeah.
Guess which character I played?
Wait, no, which character?
I
Because
played
I have a plot twist for you.
I played
For me too.
Punjab.
Well, fair, fair. Jesus. I was in high school when they did it, and
Hmm.
they were like, so you look exactly like Little Orphan Annie, but you're a freshman, so you can't be Little Orphan Annie, but we like you, so you could be another orphan, but you have to wear a wig so they don't get confused.
What?
And that is legitimately what happened to me.
You could have like, tied your hair up or anything or anything like that? No?
No, I had a wig and pigtails, and then one night they were like, "Oh, we'll just darken your hair with like prop dirt." So I just had dirt in my hair, which was really cool and fun. Um,
Okay.
I loved the show, but I was like, "What do you mean?" We did Grease the next year.
Oh, we also did Grease as well. Oh my
Heck
God.
yeah.
Who'd you play in Grease?
I played Eugene because I wanted a lead role, and they weren't
Yeah.
giving it to sophomores, so I volunteered to play a boy.
Oh, really? Hell yeah.
Um, I had a blonde wig. I looked exactly like Ellen DeGeneres with the wig on.
Huh.
It wasn't what they were going for, but it was just like a high school budget. So they were like, just wear glasses and it'll fix itself.
But was it fun though? Was it
Oh, I
fun?
had a blast. I had a blast. I think that was the first time for a role I was like sneaky because they were like, I went to an all girls school.
Oh, okay.
Um, and then my junior year, I had to be homeschooled because of my health and the whole you're gonna be dead. And then I lived, yay. But I went to an all girls school and they were like, we don't have enough boys. What are we gonna do? And I was like, hair up. I can play a man.
Oh, wait,
And
wait, wait, hold on. All girl school, not enough boys.
yeah,
But
so we pulled boys from local theater.
oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, they were like, oh, we only know so many that are like okay with like the school that's like appropriate and like age wise. And I was like, hello, I will be a man. Please let me be on the stage and give
Hell
me
yeah.
a solo. Please.
What was your favorite? What's your favorite song from Greece? Actually, I gotta ask.
I have an attachment to Grease Lightning because they didn't have enough boys in the cast, so they threw
Oh
Eugene
yeah.
into Grease Lightning. So I got to do the Grease Lightning dance, which was just but I got to
Oh
mess
hell
it
yeah.
up
Oh
because
really?
because he's not supposed to be good because he's not supposed to be there. So I just
That's
like
true.
stumbled and fell through Grease Lightning. So that has like a special place in my heart now.
Oh, and you got to
Um,
do the dance as well.
yeah,
It's like
which was
cool,
yeah,
cool.
exactly. They're like, we don't have enough bodies. All right, well, you're a boy now. You're in Grease Lightning, and I was like, okay, yeah, sure, no problem. Why?
Yeah.
Why not? It makes no sense that I'm here at all, but it works for me. Yay, more stage time.
When my school did Grease, I think we missed out a lot of things from the actual like movie and play because like
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we were on a time constraint, and like I don't remember what the exact reason was, but like it just kind of ended really weird.
Oh,
Like we didn't have like the plot line where I forget what his name is, the main guy and the main girl, Sandy and I forget what
Danny.
Danny, like
Danny,
they,
right? Yeah.
yeah, they didn't we didn't do the part where they kind of attempted being different, like
Oh, I hear you.
if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
It just kind of ended weirdly. We still did, you're the one I want, but like
Yeah.
I don't know, it just felt
That's high
off to
school
me.
theater for you. They're like, well, we're done.
Yeah, it was interesting, but yeah. Do you have a favorite play that like in general? Like, do you have like a favorite play? No, you wouldn't. I mean, you could have worked on it if you want, but like in general, do you have a favorite play?
I really like, I don't know if this is weird that this is my top one, but I got to see Rock of Ages live and I have been attached
Oh,
to Rock of Ages since because it was my first like live Broadway experience.
nice. That's awesome. I haven't seen Rock of Ages yet, but I hear it's really
It's
great.
fun. It was really fun. And I got to see it like I think they were still off Broadway and then they were gonna be on Broadway. Like they'd just been picked up to go to Broadway. So like it was a really small show and I had
Yeah.
really good seats and it was just a really fun experience. It was super rad. I would wow, I do sound 90 rad. Okay, anyway, but I had a blast and that definitely was like, wow, I could never do that because I'd be scared.
Yeah.
But dang, good for them.
Fair enough, honestly. My favorite is always gonna be Mean Girls.
Oh my god, I love Mean Girls. That's my second favorite, honestly. It's
Because
so good.
I remember seeing the movie, then I heard it got a musical, like, oh, cool, this is
Yeah.
amazing. Then I think it was this year they made a
Oh,
movie of the
yeah.
musical based on the movie, and that that was a lot of fun. Like I think the casting did
Yeah.
really well, so like
Yeah.
it was a good time. It was a good time.
That's awesome. Yeah.
The this is a huge spoiler for anyone who hasn't seen Mean Girls, by the way, but the bus always gets me every time because I keep
Oh
forgetting
yeah.
that she gets hit by a bus. Um,
It's so ridiculous that it works so well. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Tina, I wanted to ask, as
Yeah.
someone who is fully remote, in terms of like career and all that,
Mhm.
like how have you actually found it since like because you started like around pandemic, which was like when remote was
Yes.
kind of like, taking off at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like how have you found it, you know?
I think it's been a cool journey. I definitely feel like being a disabled voice actor means that I fight very hard for accessibility, which for me includes remote because so many people are located near their medical teams or they physically can't go out of the house or X, Y, and Z. And where we had opened that industry up so much, I'm very against it closing.
Yeah.
Um, so a lot of my work the last couple of years has been me very much advocating very hardcore for like
Yeah.
the ADA and following these requirements that maybe don't technically say, hey, you have to remote record, but it's definitely a reasonable accommodation and it's reasonable because we did it before. Um, so a lot of my time is spent arguing. I will not
Uh,
lie and advocating. But I've been very lucky that my agent has been somebody willing to carry a torch for me with that and
yeah.
has my back and believes very strongly we have, legal ground with the ADA, and that makes him happy
That's cool.
uh, because he feels like he can fight a little bit harder for me. My hope is that the industry will, I feel like it's starting to open up again.
Yeah.
Like it's getting in that direction. Actually, spoiler for people that watch this anime, but the episode's out today, so I know I can talk about it. I was in a show during the pandemic called Spirit Chronicles as a character named Elma, and
Congratulations.
thank you. And they brought them back in season 2, and it's back at Crunchyroll, who on remote, but I was able to advocate my point. My agent advocated with me. There's a wonderful director. Our director Sean is very
Oh,
pro
yeah,
ADA,
Sean is
so I was
very remote
able,
friendly.
yes,
Yes.
and I was very excited to be able to return remotely. Even if sometimes in the back and forth they're like, well, maybe, and we were like, no, yes.
Yeah.
um, so it's been cool to see who is willing to carry that torch for us.
Yeah.
And I do think the industry is like, I think it went, whoa, everything's remote to nothing's remote to, okay, there's a
Yeah,
decent amount of remote.
it's kind of like it's like 40-60 kind of
Yeah.
nowadays. which is very good because like when we got to like 2022, I was freaking out at the time. I was like,
Yep.
oh, well, there go, well, shit, I'm done.
Yeah, exactly. Which I think a lot of people felt. It was a time where I did not know if I was going to still have a career, and I think there was like this weird middle ground. If you got in during the peak of the pandemic, they'd be like, "Oh, okay, fine, you can stay remote because you already did it," and you're like, "Okay, cool, thanks." But let's let more people in. That would be really rad. So I'm excited to see the industry start to open up a little bit more again.
Nah, it's really good. I'm glad I'm glad that everyone like who are remote capable, whether you're disabled or around the world,
Yeah,
or not like or not in,
exactly.
well, not in America per se, but
Yeah,
or the UK, but it's all like fully accessible, and I will
yeah,
always keep advocating for it. Because like
yeah,
I'm more remote first and foremost. Like I've only been in studio like maybe like 3 4 times in my
yeah.
life. So because like New Zealand doesn't really have a lot to begin with, to be fair.
That makes sense. Yeah,
So everything is like been like fully remote,
yeah.
and I've just loved it. I like, oh my God, I cannot see myself doing anything else. That
Oh
it's
yeah,
it's so good.
agreed.
It's also just great talking to people like around the world, such as yourself, and
Yeah.
it's really insane. Like I've been able to make the time zones work, and it's like PST is just my second time zone now. I can just kind of fall back
That's
on
how
it.
I feel. Yeah, I do a lot of PST work, and in the beginning, I was super. I'd get there an hour early every time because I'd be scared I was gonna miss it.
Oh, me too, me too.
I was like, oh, what if I'm wrong? What if I did the math wrong? I'll just stare at my computer for an hour. That's fine. Um,
I still do that because like
mm-mm.
we just hit daylight savings, so everything's like an hour,
Oh,
I think, forward. So I'm like, oh God,
yeah.
I need to make sure I'm on time because if I'm late, I'll be late by an hour, and that
Oh,
sucks.
God. Yeah, that's pretty late. So that's fair.
Yeah. But yeah, I also wanted to ask as well. Well, kind of going off of your previous point
Yeah,
of like arguing a lot all the time. I think those like conversations and advocating is like it definitely helps a lot. Like it's better than just like staying silent, just letting them like kind of walk all over you. And the fact that like
yeah,
Dean is like super like has your back and is willing to argue
yes,
with you. Well, not against, not like argue with against you, but argue with you to push you
yeah.
forward. That's so good. Like, oh my God,
Yeah,
that's so good.
absolutely. Yeah, it's really cool. I will say a big fear of mine was ever getting agency rep as someone that was I had, my health against me and then location.
Mm,
I am able to travel. I have family in Los Angeles. My aunt is a stunt actor, which is the
nice.
exact opposite of voiceover. But that is, what she does. So she has a home there and I'm able to get there if I really need to. But I am actually very grateful to say I have not been in studio. I
Oh,
have
really?
recorded my entire career has been remote.
That's
I'm
awesome.
willing
I
to
love
go in
that.
if I need to, but I have had very kind people in my corner that understand that, I'm immunocompromised and the world is a little scary right now with that.
Oh yeah.
And I do have a setup. I have a double walled booth behind me. It has a single blue part that I didn't paint, and I'm never going to paint it because now it's
Oh, is
been
that
too
blue?
long.
I thought it was
Yeah.
white.
Yeah. It's like a really like a sky blue, and well, see, that's because I should have painted it black.
Oh yeah,
But
fair enough.
I gave up at that point because I was tired, and it's been like a
What
staple.
wait, what part is that? Is that like part of the door or
Yeah, so the door is right over there, and
okay.
so this is just like that wall, like the double wall we put up.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so this is like yeah, that's uh, my cheat wall.
Oh, come on. It has to I don't think you should paint it black. I think it's like the one piece of color that sticks out, and
Yeah.
if because you paint it black, then you won't know where the I mean, you'll see the booth, but like what if it's like really dark at night? You're trying to like
I
get
can't
across.
find it.
Yeah, you can't find it, Like if it's painted black, right, and the lights are off, you won't be able to see it. And
Have you ever lost your booth before? Boy, do we have a solution for you. Keep
hell
a
yeah.
wall blue.
Like my booth is like white, completely white from the outside, so like I
Gotcha.
I will
Yeah.
I will never get
You'll never
lost.
lose it.
Exactly, right? It's like like when they say like your refrigerator's running, it's like
Yeah.
that. Like mine will
Yeah.
never run because I know where it is. It's
It's
staying there
always safe.
all the time.
Perfect. Those booths do move. So,
Yeah, it's like Toy Story when we're not looking and just kind of have a
yeah.
life of their own.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but no, that makes me really happy that like you've been advocating for remote and it's been paying off
Thank
amazingly and will
you.
continue and I hope it continues to do so because not everybody can, be in studio all the time,
Exactly.
24/7, as much
Yeah.
as like I understand because like I've been in studio a couple times and like it is more convenient for like everybody like in terms of like getting to know people like in
Yeah.
person. I totally understand that, but I think in terms of accessibility, like it opens up so many more possibilities. And plus, I think
Exactly.
remote recording's like been like a thing before the pandemic. I think people should just be kind of
Yes.
used to it by now. At this point, it's viable. People have
Yeah.
are capable of creating quality sound without being in there in person,
Yeah.
because not everybody has the facilities and the means to.
Exactly.
And that's not like what you call like a disadvantage to them because of that. It's just how they are, and it's like it's what they're able to work with. And
Exactly.
yeah, and as long as people are still continuing to be kind and open and welcoming to everybody, I think that's like the best possible way forward. Because if we keep closing things off, then it's not gonna be it's not gonna be great.
Exactly.
And
Agree.
thankfully, a lot of studios are still, well, I say a lot of them. I'm sure some are still very much in person only, but a fair amount of them now are pretty open remotely, which I'm personally very happy with.
Me as
And
well. Absolutely.
hell yeah, and as long as that we can continue having that, then I'm sure everything will be fine. I mean, right now it's a bit of a weird sort of area right now because the whole strike stuff going on right now,
Yes.
but yeah, it's I think when did we just have negotiation? Is that still going? I think it is.
I don't know if that's happened or if it's on Wednesday. I don't know my
That's
dates.
right. It's Wednesday.
Is it
Sorry.
Wednesday? Is
I
it?
think
I don't.
I
Am I
think it
right?
is.
I don't know.
I think it is
I,
Wednesday. No, you're right. You're right. Because I remember seeing like notifications about it. So I'm
yeah. Which hopeful. It's hard, and I'm very appreciative for those advocating for us to, quite frankly, keep our careers, because in 5 years I would really like to have this job and not have it be a robot. I would
yeah.
like it to be me and you and all these people that have heart and soul that want this
Wait a second.
industry.
Wait a second. Only 5 years from now? Not 6 years? Not 10 years? Or no? Just
Well,
5 years?
only no. After 5 years, I figure I'm done. No, I'm just kidding. I'm
Oh,
kidding.
okay. I was gonna say like if you're gonna retire right there and then I respect it, but damn, all right.
If I could retire in 5 years, then I like had money to retire. Dang, good for me. But no, I will definitely still be working. Very much. Probably. Honestly, I love this job so much. I will work it until they're like, "Oh my gosh, you literally are not making sound. You can't do this." That until I stop making sense. Well, I already don't make sense. I guess. All right, bye.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm retiring. See ya.
There's only a
But
few things that'll make me retire in voiceover. That's if I get into JoJo's or Street Fighter, then I'm retiring. I'm happy. I've done everything I've set out to do.
all right, see you guys.
Like, see you guys. I'll finally become a doctor or whatever the fuck my parents wanted me to be.
That's why I'm doing nutrition at the same time. My big master plan is to do nutrition for your voice, so I could still sneak it.
Ah,
It's still
clever.
voiceover, and I'm like, oh no, but I have to do voiceover. How else will I understand my clients?
Ah, exactly. Like because you're doing like the extreme end, and you know that.
Yeah,
Like this is
a must.
technically research in a weird
Yeah,
way.
yes, exactly. That's how I feel. No,
Ah, very good master plan. I respect it.
thank you, thank you.
I'm actually curious,
Yeah,
because you mentioned you got into voice acting from stage and screen acting, but
yes.
what actually inspired you to, take the plunge into like doing acting in general, actually?
Um, that's a great question. To be honest, I know this sounds so freaking cliche. I just have always wanted to do it. I literally, as a little kid, um, really wanted to do something creative. I used to make up horrible, but make up songs. Like from when I was 6 years old, I started writing music. It was
Oh,
not
cool.
good. I need to make this very clear. It was not good. I was not a
Oh.
prodigy, but I was creative. And I think that that really was where that started. Like I had done little, here's my 6 year old in the summer camp, you're in a talent show. And like I
Yeah,
got positive reinforcement and it seemed
that's
to make
good.
people happy. And I think I've always been a people pleaser at heart. And that kind of like I was like,
No,
oh
me,
wait,
me too.
right?
I'm still recovering.
Oh yeah, me too. Oh yeah, no, I've not. No, yeah. I'm working on that. That's
No,
what
me too.
therapy's for.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. So, but like, I was like, oh, this is a thing I can do that make people happy. And, I don't know if it's because I have been sick my entire life. So I think it has made me very empathetic to
Yeah.
people's struggles, even when I was little. But I'd always been like, I want to do a thing that will make the most people happy. Um, and then it kind of, evolved into I'm starting to notice there aren't, a lot of disabled actors out there. There's not a lot of Lebanese actors out there. I don't see a lot of people that remind me of me and my family. Interesting. And then that evolved to I'll do the thing. I'll be the one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just this weird, like, what can I do that would make a large amount of people happy? And then it evolved into, oh no, this is the only thing I like. Shoot. What else am I going to do with my life? And I came up with nothing at that point, and now I do acting.
Now, fair enough. Fair enough.
And
But
some nutrition side quest, but it was for a very long time just, oh my god, this is like literally the thing that makes me happy,
yeah,
and I want to grow up happy, so
yeah,
I guess I'm doing the thing.
exactly. As long as you're doing it and you're happy, that's you're doing it.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah,
It's
exactly. So,
it's really interesting because like when you start, doing acting as a kid and stuff like that. Obviously, when you look back, you think about all the things you could have done better, and
oh
but
yeah,
like at the moment in time, like you thought, like I had this too. Me and you, we both have like this thing where it's like we think it's genuinely good at the time when we
yeah,
did it,
oh yeah,
but
oh yeah.
when you look back, it's like, oh, this sucks. I hate it.
Oh well, fret not. I had that the next day.
Oh, you had it the
So
next day.
yeah,
Oh,
I was very like, well, I'll be honest. This is, we talk about therapy is really good for actors. This is true. I was
yeah,
diagnosed as an adult with OCD and went, oh, that's why I was obsessed about what I could have done better and was a perfectionist as a child.
yeah.
Hmm. I wish I knew that then. I maybe would have done things differently, or maybe not, because
No, I
I'm
feel
really
that.
stubborn. So I might have just done the same thing I did anyway. Because stubbornness is a big part of my acting journey.
Yeah.
Stubbornness is a big part of why I'm alive. Like,
No, you don't.
genuinely.
Well, I should say you don't come across as stubborn.
Oh, thank you. No, it's not like a. Well, not now. I'm like not like other people. My stubbornness is nice, but like I'm a people pleaser, so like I'm still not like that impressive. But
No, no,
you
no,
know,
well, no, I feel that. That's fair.
yeah, right. Like I feel like when I want to do something and I feel like it's within reach, I will do what it takes to do it. That won't hurt anybody's feelings because I'd rather die than hurt someone's feelings.
Yeah, yeah,
But when I was told when I was a teenager, it was a hard conversation, and my mom honestly looks back and laughs now because I was just so stubborn. They were like, "Hey, we think this is terminal. You're probably not going to make it," and I went, "No,
nope.
no, no, I don't accept that because I've done nothing. So hear me. I'm not no. But I think that drive is why I am here because I could have went, okay, well that sucks. I get all right, whatever. But I find that I'm like that with acting too. So with remote, when I get like, oh, we can't do remote, I'm like, no,
Yeah, no, no.
no. Like so, no, you're
It can
gonna
be
be
it can be
accessible.
very persuasive.
Yeah, I'm like, well, have you talked to me though? Because my
Yeah,
story is very sad, and perhaps you will feel bad for me and consider that accessibility helps people.
yeah.
And I've been
I mean,
lucky.
it works, right?
Yeah, no, and I've been so lucky, and I think that too. Like my story also can be used for educational purposes, so
Mm,
people can kind of, you know, I had a conversation once that started not pleasant but ended up being pleasant with
mm.
somebody in the industry, and they were
Oh,
like,
that's good.
yeah, well, most people go to hubs, like why aren't you there, like do you take this seriously, do you have another job, like what are you doing, and I went,
Oh,
well, let me teach you about being disabled. My medical team is in X area and they are the best at what they do, and I have a rare disease and I want to be alive, so
yeah.
therefore I stay near the medical team. and there's this really cool thing called the ADA.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they're like,
plus
oh shoot.
yeah, plus like straight up moving to hubs, like regardless of everything,
Yeah,
that's a hard thing to do, considering it's
it
very
could,
expensive
yeah,
like to live in those places too.
it could be because of money, it could be because of health, it can be so many reasons. And I think that dedication is not one of them. I think that everybody who pursues this is dedicated because
Yeah.
we get rejected professionally. Like that's the
Yeah.
job. You just get told meh 90% of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, meh, that was okay. Um, but that's dedication.
Yeah.
Pushing through that to me is dedication, not mm, moving is dedication for some people because that's what they
Mm.
need for their journey. But I think we should be open that people's journeys are different,
Yeah.
especially in 2024. And
Absolutely.
yeah, we should want this industry to be accessible. That's like very important to me. I don't,
Yeah. This might
I
be
don't,
a
yeah.
this might be a totally random question, but you mentioned you have OCD. I got diagnosed with OCD this year actually, so I'm
Me
still.
too.
Oh
Me
really?
too. Yeah,
What
no,
what
this is
what
new.
else? Oh, it's new for
Uh,
you as well. I was gonna ask like
yeah, yeah,
how do you kind of cope with that kind of stuff? Because I'm still
yeah.
figuring it. I'm still figuring it out.
Oh, yeah. No, it's weird. Being diagnosed almost helped me because I think that I didn't think that that was something that I had because I didn't follow a typical pattern that I learned in a single psych course. So clearly I knew. But I was like, oh, well, I'm not like, I don't have the ritual sides of things. I have, intrusive negative thoughts. And that is
Mm,
like, I was like, I just have anxiety. So and I went, oh my God, why can't I cope with this anxiety? So to have someone kind of go, oh, well, it's actually this, and it's normal for that condition for this to happen to you. Here are ways for you to handle it. Just
yeah.
it took this weight off of me where at least now when I have that like thought cycle, I can go, no, this is OCD instead of, oh my God, why am I doing this? Because then you just get mad at yourself.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
it helps to be like, oh, this is the thing I got diagnosed with. Okay, that oh, I know how to deal with this. I learned about this. And sort of like, oh, my brain's on fire. What is going on? Why are there a
Yeah.
million SpongeBobs running up here burning things? Because that's what it feels like
Oh
sometimes.
yeah. No, I feel that. It's interesting because like when I got diagnosed and I was telling my friends and family about it, my
Yeah.
friends were like, "Okay, that makes so much sense." And I was like it was really good. It felt, and pun not intended, it felt therapeutic to finally kind of trace back and
Yeah.
pinpoint uh the like my life and like all that kind of stuff. Like
Yeah.
I can finally figure out like the reasoning why I was a certain way. And
Yeah.
when I get to those moments where my brain is constantly on fire like all the time with
Oh,
or
yeah. Yeah.
without meds, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
But
yeah. Same.
it takes me a while to like really like find that kind of grace,
Yeah.
because like I have to, because like when I get those moments I just talk it out with friends who are willing to
Yeah.
listen to me, and then everything's kind of back to normal. But yeah, it's weird. I'm still dealing with it still, but
Yeah. I
I
get
I
that so much.
yeah, but I don't think I think because I took me so long to be medicated, because like I got medicated when I was 21. I'm
Yeah.
22 now, so like I'm a bit late on that sort of train. Oh, you know what I mean? So like
Yeah. Oh, I get that. I get that very, very much. It's very hard to find out like how I don't know. It's weird to like look back at your life and be like, oh my goodness. But at the same time, you're like, oh my goodness. Oh,
yeah,
now I get the thing.
but like I always think about like the stuff I could have changed, like with
Right.
with the knowledge I have
Oh
now, because
yeah.
like before I got diagnosed I lost a lot of friends at the time, unfortunately, for good
Yeah.
reason, by the way. I was being an asshole, by the way, so
Fair,
I
fair.
so like I was being a huge piece of shit, and they're valid.
Right,
I'm
yeah.
since therapy I'm a lot better now, and
Yeah.
with meds I'm finally on track. It's so great. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's like, oh, this is the reason why I was this way.
Right.
Like I gotta give myself grace, but of course it doesn't like undo me being an asshole. It can at least show me like how to not go back down that route again, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think that it's hard to give ourselves grace. That is something that I do struggle with. And it's something I'm actively working on. But I think that we deserve grace because we're human beings, and that's it. And
Yeah,
that's like it's I would give somebody else in my position grace. So why would I not just
yeah,
give, myself that? Like I think that's really important to do for ourselves.
yeah,
But
and I
I'm not the
appreciate
best
that.
at it.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't like I don't know if anyone's the best at it actually.
yeah, no, yeah, no,
Everyone
oh,
kind of holds himself accountable. Then sometimes people really like I'm very vicious towards myself. Some people are not.
yeah,
It depends, but people are different. But as long as we can get back to having a peaceful state of mind after the chaos with all the SpongeBob's in our mind, you know
yes, exactly.
I think that'll be okay. But God,
Yeah.
that I really needed to hear that. Thank you so much. I
Oh,
appreciate
of
that.
course. Yeah, no, it's hard. I mean, I feel like I had a little practice with giving myself grace because of being disabled my whole life, but I'm
Yeah.
still not great at it because I'm a perfectionist because I have OCD. So
Yep.
it was nice to learn, like, oh, I'm like wired to be mean to myself. So I need to uncross those wires and learn to be kinder to myself instead of being, again, it's just a big, like, oh, why are you doing the thing? And it's nice to know why you're doing the thing.
Yeah. And I guess it's like even if it's not perfect, it'll still be good. That's what I've kind of like
Exactly.
that's what I've kind of figured out. Like because I also am a bit of a perfectionist as well, and if and like I've been trying to like let go of like things of like not being
Yeah,
perfect because nothing's perfect really. But
exactly.
if even like but like I heard like a quote from like last year which kind of stays in my mind, and it was like 80% is still an A. So I was like, and then A is pretty good. You know what I mean? So like
Exactly.
I kind
That,
of
yeah,
yeah.
it's important to be kind to yourself, and to others. Generally, I feel that way. The other thing too is like, you know, we're all human, and I think that it's very easy to, as voice actors specifically, but also content creators and other creatives, to like look at social media and we don't post about all the negative stuff. So you see all these wins constantly, and you kind of go, "Oh my
Well,
gosh,
I would disagree.
shoot!"
Have you seen Twitter? It's so negative all the time.
Fair, touche. I know for myself, I've worked on being more open with my struggles online because I think that it's important that people see
Yeah.
that we
No,
have feelings.
I do really I like me personally I do really appreciate it. It's like
Oh, them,
it makes me feel like
yeah,
I'm not alone and I'm like not struggling by myself. If that makes sense.
that
I'm
means
doing
so much. No, that's why I do it. It was scary to do it, but I was like, well, if I can't be honest, why am I in the
yeah.
field I'm in? Because voice acting is telling, truth to stories and bringing
Yeah.
that truth. So if we can't share like the truth with people, I feel like
Yeah.
it becomes very, I don't know, like we can't reach out to one another as voice actors. And I think that we should see like it's not all,
Yeah.
puppies and kitties and
Oh,
rainbows and
yeah.
exciting things. I wish it was. Oh my gosh, do I wish it was, but it's not, and it's unrealistic to be like,
Yeah,
I'm
which
booking work every single day and I'm the most desirable voice actor ever. And also, I'm very rich and very wealthy. Like, no, that's not. I
nah.
wish that were true. Don't get me wrong. But alas,
But like not everything is, gonna be happy. So we can at least be here for each other and like tear each other
yeah,
apart, that kind of stuff. And
absolutely.
no, I do appreciate you being very kind. You're like one of the kindest voice actors I've seen on Twitter.
Oh
Which,
my gosh,
which
thank you.
considering it's Twitter, that's a huge thing in my opinion. Like I've not seen like a negative thing from you like ever.
Oh, thank you. I try very, very hard to be like, if it's negative, it's like, hey, this bad thing happened to me, and that's
Yeah,
okay.
and that's
Like, this is
fine.
the
Like
energy I want to give out. Yeah, I know what you mean.
by negative I mean like putting other people down, like that kind of
Oh no,
negative.
I would literally rather die.
Yes.
I don't like to be mean. I I almost like to play mean characters because any like like you keep mean. I don't like to be a mean person. I don't put that out there, but it is fun to play a
It's
mean person.
fun. It's fun. It's fun because it's not who we are in person.
Yeah, it's fun to
Or
be
we try
like
not
the
to
jerk.
or we try not to be, I'm sure
Yeah,
everyone has like their jerky moments, but
yeah.
I don't think anyone actively likes being mean as far as I know, but I don't know.
Except
Except
for anime antagonists.
except for
They
that.
like it.
Hell yeah. But But Tina, I wanted to ask you my
Yeah,
final question to you
of
is
course.
what what keeps you going?
Oh my gosh, that's a loaded question. I like that. Nice.
Oh, thank you.
Your questions are very thoughtful. I like that.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course. Uh, it kind of goes back to why I started as a kid. I like knowing that I can help people, whether it's by making the industry more accessible, showing that, this industry can be accessible by being an example of that, being a source of representation for somebody, or just like I do streaming, and a lot of it is just like I like cozy vibes. That's something I like, but it's cool to see people come and say, I really like hanging out in your streams. I feel safe here. That is the
Oh,
biggest
that's so
compliment
nice.
anybody can say to me. I've had people come up to me at conventions and talk about, you know, uh, I voice Kala. Kala is disabled. Another I voice Sophia. She's also disabled. I get to bring these rep to people that don't get to see that very often, and it's the way their eyes light up when they realize, a conversation will start with, I really like this character you do. I have, this disability. And I'll go, oh, yeah, I'm disabled too. And their eyes just go, oh my gosh, you understand what I've gone through, and you're still here and you're doing something that you love. I can do that too. That I didn't have that growing up. I just didn't. And you know, I had real life examples. My mom has health issues and she's very strong, and I'm grateful for that. But I didn't see it on TV or in a movie or,
Hmm.
in a show. I didn't grow up with that. So being that for now, I am going to sound ancient, but like the next generation, for people to see that, or my generation, or for, I've had older adults come up and say, my daughter really loves your work and she has a health condition and you made me realize she's going to be okay.
Oh,
That, like,
that's so sweet. I love that.
yeah, that stuff keeps me going because I feel like, oh my gosh, this is so cliche, but it's true. It feels bigger than me. It feels like it's
Yeah.
not just about my happiness, it's about helping other people. And that's so cool. Um,
And hell yeah, you're doing
yeah,
it. Like that's not
thank you.
that's like more than proof enough, you know?
Thank you. No, it means the world. That's my favorite part of conventions. When I'm able to get to them, is that I get to meet a lot of people that have similar life experiences to me that,
Yeah.
may or may not be struggling. And it's nice to, I don't know, connect with people on that level. I feel very, very grateful for this job. And I also never, ever thought this would be my life at all. I thought I'd be dead, but beyond that one, I also thought like, if I'm here, then I don't know what I'm gonna do
Yeah.
with that life. I didn't have any plans. So for it to kind of like somehow fall into place is really cool. And I'm very, very grateful for that.
Hell yeah. And
Yeah.
on that note, that beautiful note, I'm gonna start crying.
Oh
On
no. Because if you
that
do, I do. Don't do that. No.
I was gonna say, like, how do you not cry after people tell you like all these nice
Oh, I
things?
always cry. I always, that's the secret. I always cry.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always crying.
Yeah, exactly. No, people will literally walk up and I can tell by their expression they're gonna say something nice, and my eyes start watering
Oh, that's
immediately.
so sweet.
Luckily, I haven't been wrong, and they weren't like, "Yeah, and I hate you," because that would be so embarrassing. But luckily, it's been
That'd be very ballsy to say to someone in person. I got if someone ever did that to me, like I mean it'll hurt, but I gotta respect it for
no, exactly. Well, yeah, you're like, you know what? You paid money to say that. Good
yeah.
for you.
You paid money. You came up to me in person to
Yeah,
personally say this to me into to
yeah,
my face by looking me in the eyes. You know
yeah.
what? I'll give you a free sticker or something. You know, like I
You
respect
may hate me, but here's my signature.
like you may not like me, but I respect you, brother.
Hell yeah, yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah.
But yeah, with this interview comes to a close. Tina, thank you
Thank you.
so much for coming on. You've been absolutely
Thank you for
lovely.
having me.
No, you've been absolutely lovely, and oh man, I'm smiling so much. This is so much fun.
I'm so glad. No, this has been wonderful. And again, for real, like you ask, I like your questions. And it's because I think not to like, hmm, try not to insult other people. Hmm. Because you do voice acting though, I think like what you'd want to be asked.
Yeah.
So you ask these really well thought out questions.
Well, thank you. I
Yeah, that was
appreciate that.
complimentary to everyone still. Okay, yes, I get it. Okay, perfect.
No, that was good. That was good. Nah,
Good.
no bridges burned there. You that was perfect.
Okay, phew.
But Tina, where can people find you on social media and stuff?
Yeah. Um, I have like a Tumblr era username, but it's on all social media. It's underscore Tina underscore time VO.
Yeah.
Um, except for Blue Sky, for some reason they wouldn't let me do underscores, which was a tragedy. So it's Tina
Oh,
time VO. Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah. Oh my
broke
God,
my heart.
Blue Sky. Everyone, I feel like everyone's migrating over there now. I don't know if it's gonna be like permanent. They say it every
Yeah,
time, but like I don't know if it's permanent. Maybe it might. I don't know.
I
Considering
just
they're
want to use more social media. I'm trying to like be better. So I was like, okay, I'll just post the same thing
yeah.
on both.
It's for me, it's like the opposite. Like, it's so exhausting having a new social, and I've been trying to get off socials as much as
Oh,
possible.
it's terrible. No, no, no. Do not, please. I don't like it. I want that to be very clear. It is exhausting, but I feel fancy when I do it.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
keeps me posting.
Hell yeah. And if you feel fancy, then that's perfect.
You know,
Like,
that's what it's about.
I just talk about nowadays. I just kind of talk about like voiceover stuff and tiny monsters. Because why not?
Yeah. Well, why not? No, that's the online poster. My dog. I'm like, I'm in this show. This is Buster.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah, Buster. That's your dog.
Yes.
Is he around or is he just outside?
He is outside. Probably begging for treats if we're being perfectly honest. But
Ah,
he
fair
is.
enough.
Yes,
Yep.
he's being. I call him Big and Baby because he's big and a baby. Obviously. So
Oh yeah.
that's his activity. He likes to like stomp around and beg for treats and like do this for some reason like a cat.
Oh,
So
very
that's his
very
activity
cute.
right now. Yes,
My
it's very
dog,
exhausting.
my dog just begs for attention because every time
Oh yeah.
if he just comes around and like if I scratch his belly, like I have to do that for the entire rest of the
Oh
day
yeah.
until he goes to sleep.
Yep. Oh well, they deserve it. They're
They
being
do.
cute. It's a lot of work being cute. So
To be fair, but like at the same time, like I could have spent those 8 hours doing something else.
what? No way. No.
No, I couldn't.
No.
I like it.
No. No.
I'm
Of
I'm
course. Yeah. Come on.
I'm lying, but
No. Honestly, same. Because yeah, once I'm with him, yeah, same.
but yeah, I also want to ask. I totally forgot to ask this, but
No worries.
do you make candles? Is that
I do.
right?
I make body care products. So when I
Yeah.
first went to school, I had no idea what to do, obviously. So I am a licensed aromatherapist and herbalist, and that's like what I went to first. So I make like uh massage candles, bath bombs, soaps,
Oh, cool. I've got to buy a backbone from you. That sounds
beard
lovely.
oils, all that. Yeah, I do like skincare. That's CC's essentials because I'm not
Oh.
creative, so it's just me again, Christina Costello.
But
But that's fine.
yeah, where can people buy all your stuff, like that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
though? Like I'll
So
put in a link as well.
oh, you're so sweet. So it's literally like ccsessentials.com. It's just my name. I wasn't creative.
No, I
That's
don't.
it. And it like
That's pretty creative, I'd say. CC.
yeah, I was like, hey, I'm CC. Well, at the time my mom had helped me with it. So I was like, haha, she's also CC. And I was like, oh my God,
Ah,
I'm so
see.
smart. Wow. And now it's me because it
I
should
mean,
have been me in the first place.
it is still clever. It's a double, maybe triple entendre of like lots
Thank
of
you.
things. That
Thank you. I appreciate that.
no, of course. But yeah, thank you again so much.
Yeah. Oh my
Like
God,
like
absolutely.
like
Truly.
no, you've been like for so many different fucking surgeries. So like truly thank you for having time aside to talk to little old me of all people. So I do
No,
appreciate it.
thank you for having me. Seriously, you were incredibly kind and patient, and
Of course.
for everybody listening, I temporarily died like 8 times. It was basically you reaching out, being like, "How you feeling?" And I'm like, "Actually, I'm dead." So can we reschedule? And you were like, "Oh my God, of course," because you're so sweet. But I
Oh.
felt so bad because every day I was like,
No,
"I need to get up and do it."
do not feel bad. I swear, if you feel bad, I swear to God.
So thank you seriously for like working with my schedule of
Of course, no worries.
temporarily
Like, do
dying.
not worry. Please do not feel bad. Like, do not worry. Like, is
Thank you.
I rather you alive and thrive than be like
Thank you.
in a coffin during the interview process. Don't even answer any of
What?
my questions.
That'd be so moody. That'd be so cool of me. No,
No,
thank you for real.
of course. And thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you for the next episode, which is the season finale, baby. I've done like 40 of these. This is insane. But
Heck yeah, that's amazing.
I'm probably gonna stick to like maybe like 10, 12 each a
Yeah.
year just so I can spend more time. I had a lot of free time this year. Right, my God. But Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you again, Tina, for coming on.
Thank you.
You've been
Thank
the
you, everyone.
you've been the sweetest. And bye bye everybody.